السيد بيير تينار مدير العلاقات الدولية بالمدرسة الوطنية الفرنسية للإدارة. ويسعدني أن أرحب بالسيد فرانسوا بروسار المستشار الثقافي في سفارة الجمهورية الفرنسية لدى الكويت لكي يقوم بتقديم المحاضر الثالث. وأيضا لديه حديث قصير عن تجربة أو العلاقة ما بين الجمهورية الفرنسية والكويت في مجال التعليم والتدريب التقني. فتفضل مسيو فرانسوا.
كلمة في اللغة الإنجليزية لكي لا تطول يعني المكالمة إلى ما بعد ساعة الغداء. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues and friends, in the name of the Ambassador of France in Kuwait, I would like to congratulate PAET and thank the organization for the kind invitation to the first conference on technical and vocational education and training. I would like to thank in particular the General Director of the Public Authority for Applied Education and Training, Dr. Ahmed El Athari, under the patronage of His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf El Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah, represented this morning by His Excellency the Minister of Education and Minister of Higher Education, Ahmed El Moleifi. This little word in introduction to give you a little overview of the French cooperation with PAET. Our embassy is very proud to contribute to the mission of PAET, aiming at providing Kuwaiti youth with the technical skills, experience, and scientific knowledge, enabling them to reach their aims and achieve their goals and ambitions. In this respect, the Public Authority for Applied Education and Training is a key partner for the French-Kuwaiti cooperation, as we are especially striving to support its efforts in different fields of training, among which, first of all, vocational training through the French accreditation of the training curricula of PAET's Construction Training Institute, and also training programs for the trainers of this institute. This mission is currently being implemented by the Académie de Paris, Paris Academy, thanks to an agreement signed in Sorbonne University in February last year. Mrs. Maria Edwige Rudowski, head of the international relations of the Academy, is one of the participants to the conference and will tell us more about it tomorrow. Given the success and the benefits of this experiment, Académie de Paris and PAET, and we are very proud of this, are currently looking at extending this accreditation and training process to another one of PAET's institutes, that is the Tourism, Beauty and Fashion Institute. That is for vocational training. The second field in which French cooperation is active is teachers' training. Indeed, our country is also responding to an increasing demand of our Kuwaiti friends and partners for the training of their teachers of French within the public schools. Our language is today the second foreign language taught throughout the world, after English, of course, encompassing nearly 120 million pupils and 500,000 teachers. These facts and figures have led our country to build a wide range of pedagogical resources and training teams, among which the International Center for Pedagogics, Centre International d'Études Pédagogiques, based in the Paris area. So we are indeed working on a possible cooperation scheme between this institution and PAET's College of Basic Education. Indeed, we well heard the need expressed in that respect by His Excellency the Minister of Education and Minister of Higher Education, Ahmad El-Moulaifi, to contribute to the excellence of French teaching in Kuwait. Both France and Kuwait understand the key role of language in the development of bilateral and multilateral relations. Last but not least, the third field of expertise for the French cooperation is civil servants training. France and Kuwait share actually a governance pattern which strongly relies on the quality of its civil servants. First and foremost, its higher executive components. Thus, over the last 2 years, the French École Nationale d'Administration, ENA, has contributed to the training of tens of decision makers within the Kuwaiti administration. The great appreciation shown by Kuwait has led PAET to reflect today on the possibility of a local school for its own higher administration civil servants, thereby inviting Mr. Pierre Thénard, the Director of International Relations, to take part into this conference and deliver a presentation on the mission and training methodology of ENA. So, Mr. Thénard, if you would please come and give us an overview to the assistance of the École Nationale d'Administration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, François. Thank you, Dr. Nafisi. أود أيضاً أن أشكر الدكتور أحمد الأثري بدعوتي لحضور هذا المؤتمر. سأعبر نفسي باللغة الإنجليزية كزميلي فرانسوا بروسار. To begin with, I will project a very short movie about the foreign students at the ENA. I need some technical help because I have the movie on my screen but not on the great one. It was working a few minutes ago. It's in French but with English subtitles.
Je viens de la Colombie. J'ai été adjointe au directeur financier et administratif du parti du gouvernement.
J'ai fait des études de sciences politiques et de relations internationales au Bénin.
Je suis originaire de la Sicile. J'ai commencé à travailler au Sénat italien et après dans une équipe ministérielle.
J'ai travaillé au ministère des Affaires étrangères de Chine.
À la base, je suis diplômé de lettres modernes. Et après mes études de lettres, j'ai intégré l'ENA au Sénégal.
J'ai une formation à la fois d'historien et de juriste.
J'ai travaillé pour le ministère des Affaires étrangères polonais et j'ai été aussi enseignante, professeure de français langue étrangère.
Il n'y a pas de prof à l'ENA, à part les profs de langue. C'est une formation très opérationnelle qui est différente d'une formation universitaire où le savoir est assez foisonnant, mais ce n'est pas très pratique. On brasse vraiment tous les domaines de savoir. On brasse l'économie, les finances publiques, tous les domaines qui peuvent nous servir à peut-être mieux appréhender nos fonctions futures.
Nous avons eu plusieurs exercices pratiques de simulation de négociation où on nous met en situation concrète. Nous avons eu des cours de management, conduite de réunions, gestion de projets, de communication interculturelle, voire de media training. Donc, au-delà de la communication sur le savoir, les cours de géopolitique, les cours de diplomatie, de relations internationales classiques, nous avons eu beaucoup d'exercices pratiques qui ont été vraiment une expérience inédite.
D'autant plus que nous étions à Strasbourg à un moment où l'actualité internationale était extrêmement riche. Ce qui fait qu'on a planché sur la crise financière internationale, les printemps arabes.
On nous met en situation comme si on était membre du Conseil de sécurité et on négocie une résolution. C'était des moments très forts de la formation.
C'est vraiment ici qu'on va apprendre le métier de demain.
Vous entamez votre scolarité avec la volonté de faire en sorte que les questions européennes ne soient pas absente, loin s'en faut, des formations qui vont vous être dispensées.
Ce qui est à mon sens le point fort de la formation à l'ENA, c'est que plus de la moitié de la durée des études est consacrée à des stages. Et je pense que c'est vraiment ce savoir essentiellement pratique qui est la grande plus-value de la formation que propose l'ENA aujourd'hui.
J'ai fait le stage préfecture à Tours, en Indre-et-Loire. J'étais au cabinet du préfet. J'étais tout le temps en contact avec des dossiers parfois assez sensibles sur l'immigration, sur la sécurité, sur la culture.
On n'est pas là juste pour observer. Alors on est vraiment intégré à toutes les missions du corps préfectoral. J'étais associée à toutes les réunions du préfet, du secrétaire général, du directeur de cabinet.
En tant que stagiaire, on doit être quasiment immédiatement opérationnel.
Et là, on va voir vraiment concrètement comment ça se passe et voir si éventuellement on est fait pour ça ou si au contraire, ce sont des matières qui ne nous intéressent pas autant qu'on aurait pu l'imaginer.
Moi, j'ai travaillé avec Madame la préfète beaucoup sur les dossiers comme la sécurité. Chaque jour, je fais des réunions avec les policiers, les gendarmes. Les portes de tous les bureaux étaient ouvertes pour moi.
C'était une aventure humaine, étant donné que je viens d'un pays moins avancé, bénéficiaire de l'aide. Et là, j'ai travaillé dans une sous-direction chargée de la stratégie française de l'aide publique au développement. Et c'était une excellente aventure.
Ce que j'ai apprécié particulièrement, c'est la multiculturalité de notre promotion. On est 29, mais on a 24 nationalités. C'est très impressionnant.
Ce qui était difficile, évidemment, c'était l'éloignement de mon cocon familial. Mais après, j'ai vécu beaucoup de moments intenses avec les camarades. Nous avions beaucoup de sorties en groupe les soirs, les week-ends. Nous faisions beaucoup d'événements sportifs, culturels.
L'aspect relationnel avec nos camarades de promotion est absolument central à mon sens. Sans cela, la formation non seulement deviendrait plus difficile, mais perdrait une partie de son sens.
J'ai rencontré beaucoup de personnes à travers l'ENA. Et maintenant, j'ai beaucoup de personnes avec qui je voudrais travailler dans le futur, soit dans le domaine de l'aide publique au développement, soit d'autres domaines, peut-être au sein de la négociation internationale.
La formation m'a ouvert de nouveaux centres d'intérêt. J'ai envie, par exemple, de faire une expérience temporaire dans un think tank au Bénin, un institut de recherche, pour participer à la diplomatie intellectuelle.
Mon stage m'a énormément inspirée. Je voudrais travailler dans un domaine lié à la coopération au développement. J'espère pouvoir me mettre en détachement au ministère des Finances parce que c'est le ministère des Finances qui s'occupe de ce domaine dans mon pays. Mais ça reste à voir.
L'ENA, on dit aussi souvent que c'est l'école nationale de l'ambition. Si on a de l'ambition et qu'elle est pour son pays, pour sa population, ben je crois que c'est une bonne ambition. C'est comme ça qu'il faut le voir.
Et c'est de rentrer et pourquoi pas d'espérer faire un cabinet ministériel. Ça me plairait bien de faire ça.
Je compte de reprendre la carrière diplomatique un peu après.
Et après, moi, j'ai envie de retourner en France, à Paris, pour travailler à l'ambassade ici, pour continuer à travailler avec les Français et les Européens.
L'ENA, c'est une marque reconnue mondialement. C'est pourquoi on est tous là. Avec des projets différents, des espoirs, des attentes aussi.
Thank you very much for your attention. So, what is ENA in France? It's a school to train the civil servants, the highest of our civil servants, and this is what we call une école d'application, Madrasa Tadbiqiya. The schools of application in France were born in the 18th century at the very beginning to train the engineers. And now we have many of them in many fields. What is the basic principle of a school of application? This is an operational training. This is not academic. This is outside the university. The university is there to deliver academic knowledge. Now, if you take the key SA expression: knowledge, skills, and attitudes. A school of application will not deal with knowledge. This is supposed to have been got in university. It will deal with skills and attitudes. This is what ENA is doing in the fields of civil servants. The ENA, the National School of Administration, was created in 1945 by General de Gaulle to help France to recover after the Second World War. Just try to remember, in 1940, France had been defeated very strongly by Germany of Hitler, and it had suffered for 4 years of occupation. So the rationale of General de Gaulle was to create a school for the highest civil servants to have, strong-minded civil servants, strongly skilled, to prevent another defeat such as the one we knew in 1940. And secondly, to draw another lesson from the Second World War, during which many French civil servants had accepted to collaborate with the Nazi, al-mu'amala ma'al-muhtalil. And he wanted civil servants with strong values too. And the ENA was created for that, modernizing the state's top management and making it more democratic. So the ENA is a school of application. It's not, a higher education institute. It doesn't depend on the Ministry of Education, but it depends directly on the Prime Minister office. This is an interministerial school. What are the missions of the school? The first one, which is the heart of the school, this is pre-service training for senior civil servants from France and abroad. The short movie you just saw was about the foreign students of this mission, pre-service training. Then we have also ongoing programs for French and foreign civil servants through short and long training courses. Third mission, bilateral European and international relations in the areas of governance and public administration. This is the mission I am in charge inside the staff of the ENA. And then last mission, training in European affairs for preparation to the entrance examinations. The ENA wants to be a school of practical applications, which favors interministerial dialogue, which facilitates professional mobility and contributes to the spreading of innovation and the capacity of adaptation among the future top executives of the French administration. How does it work? When we hire our students, I told you that we choose the best. We have a very difficult and competitive entrance exam, and we really hire the best students with the best academic level in matters such as economy, law, public finances, international relations, and then they are all mixed to form a group, and they are together. Actually, this is 80 students a year with 30 foreign students, and they will be trained for 2 years, 24 months, with a core syllabus combining periods of professional training and in-situ training, internships, in position of responsibility. Those 2 years are divided in 3 phases, approximately of the same duration. The first phase, first module, is about Europe, because now in France, as in any other state member of the European Union, it's impossible to manage the things without taking in account the European dimension. So during this period, the students learn how to write European rules, how to manage projects with European funding, and so on. And during each phases, you have a mix of internship inside an administration with real responsibilities and operational training. Second phase, territorial administration. This is the phase during which the students, for instance, are doing internships in the French prefecture, Muhafazat. I know that Kuwait has a small territory, but France, it is 500,000 square kilometers. It's an old country with many different regions. And so the way the central state manages the country is entirely based on the préfet, the governors, the muhafizin, and they have a coordinating role in the regions. So in this phase, the students do their internship with the préfet, learning how to manage public policies in the territories. And then the third phase is about governance and public administration. And during this period, the students do an internship in the private sector just to learn how to compare the way of managing the private sector and the ways of managing the public sector. I have to underline this fact. Training in the ENA is based on practice. The internships, it is half of the 2 years approximately, is a practical way of learning through observation, through example, through the assumption of responsibilities. And where you are not in an internship, you have studies also based on the transmission of practice through the teacher's profile. We have no teachers in this school. We have only 2 teachers, one for sport and another one to help the foreigners to improve their French language. All the other, people who do presentation to the students come from outside. They are people, deciders in the administration, and they share their experience with their young colleagues. Then the pedagogical methods, which focus on case studies, simulations, exercises, role play, and seminars. Teaching methodology, practical exercises. You saw that in the movie, the students are very pleased with that. Case studies are a compilation of administrative documents brought together to allow the identification of a problem, of a solution, of actors to the solution, and even resources needed for the solution. I can tell you that during the training period in the ENA, I am an alumni, a former student of this school. We work on real case studies, and sometimes very hot ones, because the practitioners, once again, take what they experience in their professional life to train their future colleagues. Simulation are reproduction or duplications of events that occurred or regularly occur in the real life in the administration, meetings, organization of an event, crisis management. Negotiations are a type of practical exercise that confront various parties with similar mandates, but diverging interests to achieve a common understanding. Then, the institute training periods, internships. Institute training periods offer extremely enriching on-the-job experience, learning through real-life situation, learning by doing. When the ENA was created, it was the first school in France to introduce internships during the training period. It was something revolutionary. Just know that in the 50s, there were debates in our National Assembly about this new method of training. And people were very negative, saying that it was a way of politicizing the training of the civil servants. But now, it's something very usual. You will find internships in all other schools, even in the university and even in our secondary schools now. The point with the ENA is that during your internship, you exercise real responsibilities. Just to take my own humble example, 20 years ago, when I was doing my, when I did my internship in the prefecture, in the Muhafaza of Blois, in the center of France, I was for 3 months the number 2 of this Muhafaza. So it doesn't mean that I was in charge of the country. I was under the surveillance of my préfet, of my governor. But nevertheless, when you are a young man or a young lady, and you have the privilege, the opportunity to have real responsibilities just coming out of the university is something which is very, very impressive. Where are the internships? In the embassies and European institutions, in the foreign public service, in international organizations, in prefectures, in municipalities, central administrations, commercial and industrial institutions. Now, what can take as jobs the students of the ENA when they finish their training period? They can become members of our Council of State or our Court of Accounts, Diwan al-Muhasabat. They can become members of our General Inspectorate of Finances, of Public Administration, or Social Affairs. They can become members of the French Diplomatic Service. They can become members of the body of the governors, or advisors to administrative courts and chambers of accounts, or either civilian administrators in various ministries. I can tell you that 20 years after you leave the ENA, most of the students will be general directors, governors, ambassadors. They will take the highest jobs in the French administration. I won't mention that some of them will become President of the Republic, Prime Ministers, or Ministers. This is something which is very well known. Just a word about ENA and the MENA region. We have a huge portfolio in the Arab world. Of course, with countries of North Africa and Sharq el-Awsat, Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, Lebanon. But we are now trying to open our international cooperation with the Gulf countries, with the Jazirat al-Arab. A word also about the foreign students. The first contributor of foreign students to the ENA is Germany. The third one is Japan, but the second one is Morocco, which is, something noticeable. And you can see on the picture on the right the figures with countries of the MENA area. I have only one regret. There is only one alumni, one former student from the GCC, one from Saudi Arabia. And I didn't check, but I can imagine that he was a student of our school a very long time ago. So I will finish this very short presentation about that. We would be very delighted to have students from the GCC area. I know what is the difficulty, and all of us know where is the difficulty. The ENA, for short training session, is able to deliver them in English, in Spanish, and even for some components in Arabic. But for the long training session, for the 2 years training session, of course, since the core of our public are the French students, we do it in French. And French language is not very much used in this part of the world. But I have to say in the same time, for what I know from countries such as Kuwait, such as Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and some others, that I have always met brilliant young people being able to deliver, to speak in French. Some of them lawyers, some of them because they get lessons in the French institutes. So the message is that in the next future, we would be very pleased to receive students from the state of Kuwait, of course, which is very known for its old investment in education, and from the neighboring countries. نحن مستعدين لاستقبال تلاميذ من دول مجلس التعاون الخليجي. هذا أملنا وأنا أشكركم لانتباهكم. And of course, because I'm perfectly conscious that this presentation is a very short one, I'm ready to answer to a few questions, and beside that, I can send to any of you electronic documentation when we meet outside this room. Thank you very much.
شكرا لمسيو بيير تيغات على هذا العرض، حيث استعرض لنا مفهوم وتعريف جديد للمدرسة التطبيقية المعمول به في الجمهورية الفرنسية، ومختلف نوعا ما عن ما هو موجود في دولنا. أيضا مسيو بروسار استعرض التعاون القائم الآن ما بين الهيئة والجمهورية الفرنسية في مجالات التعليم والتدريب المهني، وأحب أؤكد في المناسبة هذه حرص الهيئة على تعزيز وتوطيد هذا التعاون مع المؤسسات التعليمية الفرنسية. وحقيقة أنا كان لي الشرف أن أكون أحد الموقعين على الاتفاقية التي تم توقيع عليها في السوربون مع باريس أكاديمي، ومن بعدها تم حصول المعهد الإنشائي على الاعتماد الأكاديمي من قبل باريس أكاديمي. فأنا جدا سعيد أن وصلنا لهذه النتائج الإيجابية عن طريق التعاون مع الجمهورية الفرنسية، ونتمنى المزيد من هذا التعاون في المستقبل بإذن الله. عندنا 10 دقائق، وأنا أدري الآن وقت غدا ويمكن أكيد الجوع شوية بدأ، حركات المعدة شوية تتحرك، ولكن عندنا 10 دقائق أسئلة. يا ريت اللي يحب يسأل يعرف نفسه